Well, you know what? Today we're going to talk about a trending topic in the UAE, and that is the reopening of schools. Now, we are always excited about back to school, but this year, back to school is not going to be the same. The reason is a lot of parents, just like me, are worried about their kids. We want to know about the safety procedures. We want to know about the protocols that a particular school is having, and we want to get convinced as to why should we send our kids to school once again. And to get all the answers, I'm right here at one of the ISP schools. I'm going to meet the MD, Mr. Bharat Mansukhani, and he's going to answer all the questions that we as parents have. I've entered the school and nobody has checked my temperature. What's going on with that? Oh, so there's an auto thermometer over here. As soon as you enter, it checks your temperature, and I'm 36.5, so I'm pretty good to go. I can see Bharat standing over there as well. I'll see you. Let's see, here we are. You know, what a brilliant school this is. And I think we should get rid of the mask because I'm going to ask you a few questions. The first question I would want to start off with is there are a lot of parents out there, parents like me, who have younger children and who want to send their children to schools. But we don't know about protocols. And a lot of schools haven't really communicated properly to the parents as to what protocols is the school following. And can you tell us what are the kind of protocols that your schools have put in place?
Ever since schools were shut in March, we started communicating heavily with our parents about our closure plans, followed up with any guidance that our government has been releasing into the newspapers. We made sure that our parents, our children, and our staff were well informed about the virus, about the dangers, and also, finally, how you have to make sure that you are traveling safely and also going about your day-to-day life safely. You've seen our health and safety protocols at entry. What we've tried to do is really see the whole school through the eyes of a teacher, through the eyes of our child, through the eyes of our parents. We're in a fortunate position where we've got our authorities giving us guidelines and really doing a lot of the heavy lifting in how these have to be implemented around the school. And it's our responsibility to make sure that these are implemented to the best of our ability, that we're doing risk assessments of our schools, and we're making sure that everything meets the needs of our children, our staff, and our parents. But once you're inside the school, once you're inside those classrooms, we're maintaining social distancing of 1.5 meters between children. We've removed some of the resources that children will use or are accustomed to using to avoid any contamination. We've also been able to reduce the number of students in our classrooms to ensure that we are all keep maintaining a safe space. It's our responsibility as a community, as our staff and our colleagues will be well trained in all these new health and safety protocols.
Can you tell me, how have you communicated about these protocols to the parents?
We've made sure that we are communicating through either letters to our parents, on our websites, and also our social media channels. So we've been on it all summer long, throughout the summer, and now we've got some virtual coffee mornings, we've got school tours planned, where parents are welcome to come and have a look at the school, tour the school, and see everything that's being put in place for their children.
Absolutely. So another question, Bharat, to you is, I keep hearing about this phrase, blended learning. What is it exactly?
Blended learning is a combination of what we've done so far over the last 3 months of distance learning, online learning, and on-site or in-premise learning, where your children will be coming back to school and sitting in classrooms along with their teachers and their friends. The opportunity we have in our schools is to look at what our parents really need or require for their child, and then to meet those needs of our children. Our schools are going to be offering all three kinds. The parents will be allowed to send their children to school 5 days a week. They will also be able to choose to continue with distance learning And also, if you would like some sort of a blended version, which may mean a week in and a week out of school, or it could also mean 3 days in school and 2 days at home. Most parents want their children back in school. They believe that children learn most when they are with their friends, when they are with their teachers, in an environment that is conducive to learning.
What is in place in terms of procedures and precautions for really small children? The reason why I'm asking that question to you is I have a daughter who's 5 years old, and as a parent, I'm worried about the fact that when my daughter goes to school, in school learning, on campus, like you said, I'm scared that she's going to remove a mask. So what are the kind of precautions your schools are taking?
Well, that's an interesting question, Abhijit, because even I've got a 5-year-old and I've got the same concerns. Schools are well prepared for our FS and KG children under the age of 6. We've got a different concept of safety. They don't have to wear masks, for example, and you'd find that a bit troubling. But at the same time, we've created these things called bubbles. A bubble is a concept where you've got 10 children that will be isolated, and they will be working, and they'll be in a classroom by themselves along with the teacher. And these bubbles will not interact with other bubbles. This way we'll minimize the risk of infection and of contact with other children. All these areas will be sanitized almost at every hour, and their play areas will also be sanitized after each bubble has used it. So the crucial thing here is, they need the face-to-face interaction, not only with their friends, but also with the teachers. It helps with their social development. They learn through play. They learn through life's experiences. And something that I wanted to add that I felt was very important is these children have been in a little bubble of their own at home. You've protected your little one, I've protected my little one. Their awareness levels are very high about what's going on around them. And suddenly to send them into school is a scary thought. But these schools are large communities of staff and of other parents and of other friends. And we're all looking out for each other. We're all trying to keep each other safe. And we've got to instill that confidence, not only in ourselves, but also in our children, that it is okay to be around other people who are looking after you. And these bubbles are slightly bigger, but these bubbles are still safe. And that's how they'll go back to their regular day-to-day lives.
Well, that sounds absolutely brilliant. Oh, what a phenomenal day in school it was. Well, you know what? I went back in time, and you know what? This back to school, the one thing that I realized that this particular ISP school is going to have our kids secure, and our kids are going to enjoy even more than they did last year. So you know what, those virtual coffee mornings that we spoke about, I think you guys should chat with the teachers and the management and ask them the right questions as well. And you will be convinced the way I'm convinced now to send my child back to school. Very, very soon, I'm going to see you, but it's going to be ciao for now. ABHIJEET says, God bless.